What's not as bad as everyone says? Your 30s? I mean, it finally feels like I have most of my shit together. Old enough to do the adult things, but young enough to still act like a 20-something from time to time. Eating alone at a restaurant. It'll be a good hour wait for a table. I'll eat at the bar. Right this way. The bar is my go-to spot pretty much anywhere, both alone and with my so. It's just so much easier, quicker, and a better time usually. Avoid eye contact. They will get the hint. I travel alone a lot for work and sit alone at the bar all the time. IKEA instructions. Everyone says they're too hard to follow. Seriously? IKEA specifically designs their instructions to be as simple as possible. They never use any words in them, instead having very clear and large images and icons, so that anyone, regardless of language, can understand them and clearly label all the parts you need at every step. They literally cannot dumb it down any further. How is this too hard for you? If you make something idiot-proof, the world will just produce a bigger idiot. Hashtag X200B, edit, most upvoted comment in gold. Thank you. Young people. I'm almost 60 and the kids just seem to get nicer and nicer. My generation were horrible in comparison. Getting older. You gain a lot of perspective and you worry a lot less. Going out by yourself. I actually enjoy shopping by myself. I throw on some headphones, crank up the jams, and go about my business. That or going to coffee shops by yourself just to sit in some solitude. People think I'm crazy when I say I prefer going to the mall alone, but it drives me batshit crazy when I'm shopping with someone else and they tell me to hurry up, or try to drag me into stores that I don't like. When I shop alone, I can take as long as I want, and go wherever I want. Exercise. If you despise it, you're probably not choosing a type that's a good match for you. Not everyone has to do boot camp or power lift. Do some yoga or take a 20-minute walk. Walking costs nothing, requires little to no skill coordination, can be done anywhere, and can be taken at your own pace. Tons of physical and mental benefits just from a simple walk. Edit, wow. I never imagined this comment would gain so much traction. I am loving all of the success stories from people who have formed a positive relationship with exercise. For the few who have opted to claim that walking is not exercise, please do some research before you argue with science. Do a Google Scholar search for walking benefits and you will see hundreds of medical studies listing the benefits that can come from as little as 5 miles a week at a 2 miles per hour pace. These include lower risk of premature death, improved cardiac risk factors such as cholesterol, blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, vascular stiffness and inflammation, and mental stress. In addition, walking offers protective benefits against other chronic disease. Walking is considered a moderate physical activity. There is a linear relationship between workout intensity and health outcomes, so higher intensity activities do offer greater protection against disease. However, walking is a wonderful, beneficial option for those who enjoy it or do not wish to engage in a more strenuous form of exercise. I've done 30-minute half-assed mostly weightlifting workouts 2 to 3 times per week for the last year, with a month break, and I'm reasonably muscular and feel great after working out, especially if there was cardio involved. Do what you can even if it is just going to drive by the gym so you get in the habit of that routine, go to sleep earlier and wake up earlier so you can get out of bed and motivate yourself to work out. Marriage. I heard so many older relatives and coworkers say don't get married. Turns out they're all just terrible people who picked bad partners and/or are bad partners. When you choose right, it seriously rocks. Also, if you choose right, very little should actually change after the wedding. So many people kept asking, so how's married life? Every time the answer was, more laundry? I don't know what answer people expect. Am I supposed to break down crying because I hate him? I realize this has nothing to do with the point you're making, but laundry and dishes have been a problem our entire relationship. I don't understand how two people can generate so many dirty clothes and dishes. We somehow have a nearly full dishwasher every night and have to do laundry about every 2 days. I dread having kids. Make simpler meals, pile food in one big plat dish instead of smaller ones, and wash as soon as you finish eating, maybe even by hand. I found this mitigates the time needed to wash dishes immensely. I might push this a little further and start only eating out of buckets so I can just rinse it with a house out back. Bala bala with a whole house out back. IKEA. Most people are just awful with directions in general. IKEA is the easiest furniture to put together. No idea where this started. It's basically big Legos. I take that idea of things being big Legos and apply it to almost everything. Building my first PC, big Legos. Building a dog house, big Legos. Tearing apart and putting back together a rifle, big Legos. Tearing apart the car, changing out a head gasket, putting it all in together again. Big Legos. Menopause. It's a little scary and messes with your identity, but it can also be a relief. No more inconvenient or painful periods, no more birth control, no more worries about late-in-life pregnancy. And society rewards your goofy jokes and weird behavior. Everyone loves a funny grandma. I think perimenopause is the real shit disturber. My mom has been dealing with years of symptoms like hot flashes and very heavy and irregular periods. She can't wait to just hit menopause already. I feel for her. Bring on the actual menopause, I say. That sounds like you're introducing the next adversary in some gladiatorial games. Vegetables. I don't get why people don't like them, I think they're delicious. I think future generations are going to have a better relationship with vegetables now that current generations are learning there are more and better ways to prepare them than boiled or steamed. Roasting your Brussels sprouts and broccoli will change your ducking life. Being honest about how you feel and confessing it to someone. Just tell them you're mad, happy, upset, horny, whatever. Just be candid. I'm doing this with my boyfriend and it's sometimes pretty hilarious. Out of nowhere I would say, I got so horny when you did that, and it would be funny. Or I would say, I'm upset I didn't see you this week, can we change that? And he would gladly come over in an instant. It was just a busy week. I often overthink so much. My advice, don't. If you got a good guy, it's gonna be alright. Edit, spelling. Growing up. I just gave my first completely honest job interview yesterday, because they contacted me based on my previous work with the company, so I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was upfront about flex time, my career goals, and getting paid what I'm worth, because I'm older and more confident than ever before. I also own a house, have a husband who can essentially read my mind, and have a circle of friends who I know will last through anything, because they've grown alongside me. I really can't oversell how cool it is to finally have confidence in my abilities and qualities as a person. That can only really come with age and experience. How amazing is it to have a job interview where you don't have to lie once, never have to exaggerate, can ask for the things you want? My last job interview I did this because I was sure I wouldn't get it anyway, so I should just treat it as a learning experience practice. Went in super chill, leaning back in the chair, just chatting away. I'm usually quite introverted anxious, so this was unusual for an interview. They gave me the bloody job. Plus it's really relaxing knowing that they're not expecting anything other than what you honestly told them when you actually go to work there. That's how I do all my interviews, and people wonder how I can sweep the board during my job searches. I swear interviewers can smell inauthenticity like a shark smells blood. #X200B, by the way, most interviewing tips and books give Cosmo tier advice. If a company is interviewing you, they aren't expecting you to put on a dog and pony show. The ducking want to know how you are as a candidate, so present that. Don't forget to relax and have an honest conversation. Seriously, I wish more people would realize this. I always wondered how I was so good at getting a job if I interviewed, until I started interviewing people, that is. It should be an enjoyable conversation between people about what you both do. Show that you are articulate, smart, and can learn, and you are ahead of 80% of people from the get-go. Root canals. I was able to go to work the next day with just some ibuprofen. Also, you typically get them because you need them. It was basically instant pain relief for me. Reposted AskReddit questions. It's interesting to see the new answer set it. I mean more in-depth questions, not those ones that are like, what do you think about a driving test for old people, like the one at the top. Edit. Thanks for the gold. At least the ones that ask for stories. One-word answers tend to be the same. Oh, and unpopular opinion on XYZ ones. Being single #X200B. I've been single for years and have no interest in changing that anytime soon. Same here. Seems like an impossible idea for some people to understand though. Every time I visit family it's, have you met someone yet? When are you going to? And no amount of repeating the fact that I'm just not interested seems get through. Stay strong. Living alone has so many perks and is so stress-free.